The music box is broken. Who could have guessed that this would happen? Oh! He would have broken it. It's broken? There's no way. Oh, but of course. Perhaps. A rather clumsy little bailiff dropped it on his way back to the Crown Court. Either that, or it's not actually broken and it is just a message. It is rather unfortunate, but I doubt there's anything to be gained from listening to a broken music box. Also, I never did this, did I? Did I ever examine the newspaper? Gina's alleged crime is the biggest story in London right now. No, I didn't. Oh, whoops. So it's all about what's his face? What's this? Wait, what is this? What is this? Hold on. I'm trying to get it in a... If I do it that way... Whoosh. Who is this? Wait. I'm very confused. Look at the back. This looks like a pretty big story too. A spy in the Ministry of Justice. Possibly a secret comms leaked overseas. Iris really is a genius. I doubt many 10-year-old girls could understand a headline like this. Communications between Britain and her allies have been leaked to an enemy nation. That's what it says. Leaked. So their messages were intercepted or something. How? I can think of 3 possible ways. What do you think? Do we want to try it out for ourselves? No, definitely not. Although... Maybe this is what Lord Chief Justice Vortex was talking about yesterday. Could be. Looks like Toby got himself caught up in it too. Oh. Is that what that's probably what that might be. The disc is a telegram. This morning's newspaper, on the opposite side is an article about top-secret telegrams... Or is about top-secret telegrams being intercepted and linked to foreign governments. Oh dear. Well, there we go, I've looked at it now. What are your thoughts, Defense? I wonder. It certainly does sound like it's broken, but... Will we find any new leads by listening to this music box? It's probably important. I insist that the music is an important clue. Really? But... This is just random noise. What could it possibly teach us? It certainly does sound like nothing but noise, but there's something bothering me. Mr. Kroger is actually acting all haughty like he's won, but beside him. Inspector Gregson's expression is really bothering me. The inspector seems to know something about this music box. And there's clearly something he's still hiding. What is he so worried about? Then I have one more question for you, Japanese boy. Sir. Pray tell, just what do you mean to say this horrid music is supposed to prove? It's not music. The music box is probably making this noise because it's not music at all. It's a message. Even if this is a music box, that doesn't mean that only music can be played on it. There we go. Kroger's arrogance vanished in an instant, which means I'm on the mark. I knew it. I'm on the right track. It's funny when you make deductions from a person's body language. It makes you seem kinda like Holmesy, Ryu. It doesn't mean only music can be played on it. In that case, what do you propose the noise is, Japanese boy? But well... If you don't present a solid answer... Those vague words of yours can hardly be accepted as a serious claim. He is correct. I think it's about time for you to accept that this music box is broken beyond hope. I need a proper answer here. Hey Ryu. I just took a little peek at this music box. This doesn't seem broken at all to me. What? This music box is only made to play one note to begin with. Thank you so much, Iris. You're a lifesaver. So it is a message. If this music box really isn't broken, there must be some meaning to the sound. It's not meant to be music. It's a message. Whoa. Oh. Could this sound be Morse code? Say, Ryu, I was just thinking. I feel like I've heard something similar to this recently. And when I say that, I mean super recently. Hmm? What have we heard recently? Honestly, Iris? I was thinking the exact same thing. Huh? Recently? Defense, present your final answer. If the sound coming from this music box is not actually music, then what exactly is it? All the evidence and testimony presented so far, it all must be leading to one single answer. Japanese boy, the prosecution demands evidence from you. Give me concrete evidence to back your claim. Understood. This may be the most ideal time to strike. This is my chance to connect the dots. The piece of evidence that reveals the truth behind this music box is... I would probably say the newspaper then? Yeah, telegrams being intercepted. So it's a telegram. I have literally nothing else I could present. Oh fuck, not that. It's because I switched the fucking page. It's not... yeah, because I switched the page it screwed me over. To be honest, I realised it as soon as my hand hit the desk. Huh, you know, this is probably wrong. God damn it, that was a dumb fucking thing. I don't need to! How that code relates to this case. Oh, I can't believe I fucked up so easily. It's because I went to this page and then back. I didn't realise it reset. There we go. Jesus. This is this morning's newspaper. Pickpocket girl brutally murders upright pawnbroker. My, it's the biggest headline. Oh, not that one. The important article is on the reverse side. This is correct. The reverse? A spy in the Ministry of Justice. Possibility of secret comms leaked overseas. This is a major incident, currently under investigation by the Yard, as I recall. Messages telegraphed by the government through what should have been secure routes are being leaked to foreign countries, so the rumours say. Telegraph? Is that what people mean when they talk about telecommunications? Indeed. Juror 5, may I ask you a question? Oh. Yes, of course. What is it? You work at the same telegraph station as Mr. Kroger, correct? Yes, I do. And the telegraph station you both work at covers the district where major government offices and newspaper companies are situated. That is correct. The other telegraph stations wish they could hold a candle to us. Does this noise remind you of anything? What? It is, it's a telegraph. As I said, a message. Wait, could it be? I think so. It sounds very similar to what you've been doing with your telegraph there. What do you call it? Morse code? I was right! Oh my god! What? Can she translate it? Stealing private telegrams sent by the Ministry of Justice. Wouldn't be an easy task. There it is. Unless you're a skilled telegraphist, that is. Then the contents of this disk are an encoded international telegram leaked from the Ministry of Justice. That's why it's worth so much. Order, but I say, that would be treason, a crime punishable by the death penalty. Oh, what does that mean? This treason and, death penalty. Now he's got the revolutionaries' attention. The Ministry of Justice, or Justice's classified information. Our enemies would pay a great sum for that. Couldn't that have been related to the trade inside the omnibus 2 months ago? However, after McGundle's death, the disc remained at Hatch's pawnbrokers. Oh. If that were the case, the man who stole this information would have been fraught with worry. After all, if his crime was discovered by the British Empire, he would swiftly be sentenced to death for treason. To prevent that, he had no choice but to steal it back at all costs. That's why he broke into a closed pawn shop in the dead of night, all to collect what Mr. McGundle had left behind. What do you say to that, Mr. Kroger? Ah. You're saying that I stole my own country's secrets? Preposterous. Absolutely ridiculous. It seems you do not intend to admit to the defense's accusations. Of course not. You ingrates think you can... Is it impugn my integrity with impunity? All because I refuse to speak? Ooh. He's not really done the foot slam all that much. Then go on and advocate your innocence to your heart's content. Testify about the defense's accusation. I didn't actually see what he said. Whoops. Did he just say, like, I will? Alright. The offence being judged today in this trial is the murder of Hatch the pawnbroker. As you all know, murder is a grave crime to be punished by the penalty of death. On the other hand, treason against one's own country is no less serious a crime. It would do you well to keep that in mind as you testify. Wait, so if he's guilty of treason and murder, is that like a double death? How does he die twice? With that said, witnesses... Inspector Gregson. Oh, it's those two. Hang on. Oh, it was Nemi. Alright. With that said, the witness may... Hold it. Oh, don't forget about us, bruv. Let us join in with that testimony too, yeah? You two again. Name's Nemi Tinpillar. Occupation, well, criminal, innit? Name's Tully Tinpillar. You must be joking if you think we'd sell out our country, bruv. Yeah, people call us... the Three Tinpillar Men. This isn't the time for your mucking about. Alright, so we have 4 witnesses. Rebuttal against the defense. I'm nothing more than a mere telegraphist. I couldn't steal state secrets anyway. The recording in that music box isn't even Morse code to begin with. That man was negotiating with a bricklayer, not me. I had nothing to do with him. 2 days ago we followed this guy's plan and broke into the pawn shop, that's all, sir bruv. If we knew he was gonna sell out the old country, we wouldn't have helped him, bruv. Oh boy. Oh, excuse me, witnesses. Mr. Tinpillar. As a representative of the Tinpillar men, I'd be happy to respond to any inquiries, bruv. Let's make one thing clear first. Are you confessing to being this man's accomplice? When you broke into the victim's pawn shop? You were under orders from this man. It was a 3-man job. Yes, bruv. Yes, sir. He's not even really stood on the box. Order. How do you respond to this claim, Mr. Kroger? I'm afraid I have no idea what these men are talking about. Not even who they are. Boy, leave it out, mate. You're the one what got us involved in this palaver, innit? All while keeping mum about those complicated government secrets or whatever, bros. And that old man at the pawn shop is... And that old man at the pawn shop a goner. That's just out of order, innit? Ugh. Didn't take long for them to turn against him. Regardless, I have no intention of confessing to a crime I didn't commit. Who could have imagined that this music box would be so vital to this case? We'd best accept that into evidence. Yay! Placed 2 days before the Black Coat Wars, it only plays one sound. Or one note, would have been more accurate. Rebuttal against the defense. I'm nothing more than a mere telegraphist. I couldn't still state secrets anyway. But the crime covered in this newspaper really did happen, right? Like hell I'd know. Why wouldn't you? Telegraphists hired by the government are all high-rate specialists. They wouldn't let a technician at a telegraph office near such important information. No, that is far from true. That was juror number 5. Was that... Juror 5? We telegraph office technicians are not so humble. Office technicians work with the Ministry of Justice to install and manage their telegraphs. You led that very team, Mr. Crowborough. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Which means she just fucked him over. He's an incredible telegraphist, the shining example of a perfect role model. Then you did have access to government telegraphs. But I am not privy to the contents of the confidential messages they send and receive. In fact, all of the telegrams are encoded. I could never decipher them. No, that is far from true. Mr. Crowborough oversees meetings between the government's team and the technicians. He assists the government so that important information is not lost in early telegrams. And he's been the champion of our office's cryptanalysis tournament for 5 whole years. Wow, that's pretty impressive. He's an incredible telegraphist, the shining example of a perfect role model. I swear, could you close your mouth for one bloody second? I feel like there are better role models out there than him. Yep. Anyway, the defence's claims are nothing more than a load of poppycock. It was a load of balderdash. The recording in that music box isn't even Morse code to begin with. Is that so? It's obvious if you just listen to the sounds coming from the music box. Really? You don't mean to say that you've never learned about Morse code? I've never seen him look so exasperated. How about I give you a little lesson then? Juror 5. Morse code is comprised of 2 types of sounds. 2 types. By combining dots and dashes, you can form letters and words. I was wrong with Morse code then. Thought so. I see. For example, this is A. And this is B. And this music box only plays 1 note, correct? But this unnatural rhythm kind of sounds like Morse code. At the very least, I can find no discernible meaning in this jumble of notes. Ergo, this is not Morse code. Why are you surprised? Listen to this music box. It's obviously nothing more than broken rubbish. Learn the fundamentals of Morse code before you accuse me of anything. Ouch, he's got me there. I don't think we're too far from the truth. Iris? Considering the idea of trading secret information using this music box, it doesn't seem too far-fetched. It's a shame we can't press him more on that yet. I wonder, is it really impossible to use this music box to communicate in Morse code? Present possibility. I believe it is possible that this music box was used to illegally trade telegrams. That is the defense's official stance. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? Oh, Japanese boy. You need both dots and dashes to convey Morse code. I'm aware. What? It seems the defense knows something that we do not. I order you to explain, defense. At this moment, this music box plays only 1 note. Tell us how this can be used to relay a message encoded in Morse code. Oh, there's a button! That's why it was moved. So the button was pressed. That would be my guess. I'll examine this first. Huh? What's the matter, Ryu? This music box. It looks like you can open it from the bottom, too. Oh, wow. Hey, you're right. Hurry, Ryu. Open it. Or open it up right now. Calm down. So now it would play 2 notes. Right. Huh. This side has another music box. Could this mean you could play music from this side as well? Looks like these two mechanisms work in sync. In sync. So if you put a disc in each side, they play together at the same time. Ah. Okay. Do I present the bottom? Or just the no, I could probably just do this. Crocodile? What in blazes is this? On the bottom of the music box is another music box. What? It seems that the two mechanisms operate in unison. In other words, if you put two discs in this, you can play two sounds simultaneously. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh. Morse code consists of two types of sound, dots and dashes. If you had two discs, you could possibly use them to trade information. That two discs is highlighted. I get the feeling the one that Sherlock made a copy of is going to come into play. That's going to be my guess. You need to pull your head out of the clouds. Mr. Kroger? There's not a shred of evidence that supports this man's preposterous claims. But of course, if you have a second disc to present to the court, that would be a different story. I can't do that just yet. One more thing. As the witness has stated, he was not the one negotiating with Cosney McGundle 2 months ago. It was thrice-fired mortar. Exactly. I'm not even remotely involved in this. I have to admit that I am rather curious about this possibility, but for now, we will have to continue with the cross-examination. Mr. Kroger and the victim from 2 months ago. I have no idea what their connection might be. We have to find some kind of proof. Now, witnesses, return to your testimony. Very well, though my assertions have not changed. That man was negotiating with a bricklayer, not me. I had nothing to do with him. 2 months ago, McGundle stabbed the victim to death and stole his disc. Mr. Mortar was a poor solitary man of few words. He moved to the high street a few years ago, but the citizens know nary a thing about him. But when you think about it, it's hard to imagine a bricklayer being able to get his hands on government information. You raise a fair point. There must have been someone else pulling the strings. That person gave Mr. Mortar the disc. Then he forced Mr. Mortar to negotiate with McGundle. Good heavens. What's the point of glaring at me? A bricklayer living on the high street, and a telegraphist living in the city centre. If only I had evidence that connects them. The next witness may continue the testimony. Two days ago we followed this guy's plan and broke into the pawn shop, that's also, bro. You're talking about Mr. Kroger, yes? Yeah, you bet I am, bro. We ain't seen him for years, and the first thing he does is set us on a dangerous job. That's kinda out of order, isn't it, Rupert? Hold it. What did you mean by not having seen him for years? Does that mean you knew Mr. Kroger? The two of us... The two of us are proper good criminals. We got loads of old mates, bruv. Question? Right. What's the problem, Tully? Excuse me, Mr. Tinpillar. Yeah, you what? Sorry, I meant the other Mr. Tinpillar. Oh god, is it gonna be Gregson? Oh. Hey, me. You seem to be lost in thought during Nemi's testimony. Oh no, I just kinda remembered something, bruv. That's all. We Tinpillars used to muck around with him when we was children. Him? You mean Mr. Kroger? Yeah, him. He didn't dress so posh back then. After all, he was brought up poor, just like us. Really? He's always been well smart. He did something mad that we'd never be able to dream up ourselves. I remember. Milverton and Tin Pillar Diaries. Or Dairies. That was a proper masterpiece, bruv. If you feel the need to continue your worthless reminiscence, leave it for after the trial. Yeah, tit. Put that fruit away too. That barista over there started it. Yeah, don't look at us, bruv. For fuck's sake. Well, how about we end it on a good note? Return to your testimony. How do I feel about that fascinating story? Add. My lord. Yes, defense? The witnesses' glory days, their testimony, may be extremely important. Very well. Witnesses, add that trip down memory lane to your testimony, but keep it brief. Tin Pillars woo. Milverton and Tin Pillar Dairies. That takes me back, bruv. So, that's weird. Could you tell me more about that? It sounds like a company. It was just an harmless joke we played back when we was little children, bruv. Yeah, our company went around delivering fresh milk to everyone. You call it a joke, but that sounds kind of like a real job. Now that I have the chance, I might as well ask what I can. Company name. Milverton. His name is... crap, Crogray. That's it. Couldn't remember his second name. Mr. Tin Pillar and Mr. Crogray. You said this company of yours was a joke. Yeah, bruv. Milverton and Tin Pillar Dairies. I keep reading it as diary. Dairies, right? Yeah, bruv. So what's this Milverton part about? Oh, you've got some good ears, bruv. So that's... Shut up. Don't just run your mouth. Ah. Interesting. You deny these witnesses' testimony, right? Why does the Milverton part bother you so much? Well, it's his real name. Back when he was a child, he had a lot going on at home, bruv. They were so poor, I think his parents divorced. That's when his last name changed to Crogray. But you're always a Milverton to us, mate. A Milverton? So that was your surname? No. I've been a Crogray since the day I was born. There is nothing to be gained by listening to these fools' outlandish claims. You've been nationally certified to be a telegraphist. When you apply for this certification, your personal history is investigated and recorded. It won't take us too long to look it up. It seems the Tin Pillars have testified honestly. Your name was once Rupert Milverton. Do you object? I do not. No. You are absolutely right. Rupert Crogray was once Rupert Milverton. Wait. This could be game-changing information. Rupert Crogray... His profile has been updated in the court record. Formerly a Milverton. Wait a minute. That's it. It's his father. I knew it. That's why the name was in red too. It's his father. Interesting. I have to say though, I didn't think this murder would be connected to such a drastic crime. This is all because he illegally leaked sensitive documents, not that I have proof though. But there's definitely a lot of stuff that supports that theory. The deal in the omnibus 2 months ago. The break-in 2 days ago. But that frilly guy wasn't the one making a deal with McGundle, right? Yeah, it was a man named Thrice-Fired Mortar, but he's gone now. Yeah, it was his dad. If only there was some sort of connection between the two of them. There is. Father and son. Anyway, it doesn't seem like there are any holes in his testimony. But maybe he's not the key to this cross-exam. Maybe I should turn my attention to the tin pillars again. That man was negotiating with a bricklayer, not me. I had nothing to do with him. Incorrect. 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 Mr. Rupert Milverton.